I don't think the first lady in her sanity would ever sit down and approve of any of this when one of the people she loves the most has died. Why should the minister of lands be raving and ranting as if he's the only one on the street? Where are the people who said 1 week? Sam George, my brother, Iboyo, Okujato, where are you? We have to call you out. My own brother, Roxy Paul, you cannot change your mouth. Please, it's not about your party. It is about Ghana. There should be something we should stand for. Sam George said the president can solve this in 1 week. By doing what? Declaring a state of emergency. And that's true. If any president were to declare a state of emergency, nobody goes there. So that's true. That will solve the problem. There's no question about that. That is true. And if you say these things and you come to government and say that, well, we are in government, as you just said, that the stability of the water is getting worse under your government, worse than when you said we should declare a state of emergency. At a certain stability level, you said declare a state of emergency. Stability level becomes worse. You now have the power. And you tell us that you don't want to declare a state of emergency, and we should listen to all this beautiful English being spoken by a lawyer, that we have done this, we have done you and this and that. All that is okay. It's a political question. The acting Chief Justice told the Bar Conference this week that the Galamsey has become worse under President Mahama. Felix Kwatso Fosu, the government communication minister, says he needs evidence of that. He needs evidence of the fact that the situation has become worse. He said nobody has provided the evidence. He doesn't have the evidence. Kolebu Teaching Hospital is reporting things. He doesn't have the evidence. The stability of the water from Ghana Water Company, he doesn't have the evidence. These are the matters that is making the politics unbelievable. So this is the situation confronting the NDC. It is true that the state of emergency could stop Galamsey. It is true. The NDC were right in opposition, and those saying today are also right. Now, this is the situation. NDC was in opposition, says that the thing is at 20%. You need to declare state of emergency, Mr. President. NDC comes to office at 60%, and they say, oh no, a state of emergency, it will come later. Galamsey, yes, own the politics. Council of State, Mr. President knows, everybody knows the kind of people who are there, that you find the people in there. The executive, they are there. Parliament, they are there. The only place where they are, in fact, even the media, some of them own the media. Yeah. Where's our hope? If Mr. President will not do it, it's okay. I'm tired. I've suffered under every government. You guys can come and punish me, it's okay. Somebody should die for something. Omani, my brother, he died for something. But his own people cannot even make what he died for even count. They are thinking that they've raised 3-something million or 6-something million using government donations and all that blah blah blah. To use that to mask and say, I'm thinking of your family. That's the small thinking that you people have. Nothing, small thinking. You think you give people money and that is it. It's not just for what he wants. He wants you to transform this country. That's why Omani would have been a fine president. Please, we should stand for something. If you're an NDC man and this is happening, talk to your people, stand out. You should have honor. You can't be an MP with reasonability, with mandate, with allegiance to the constitution of Ghana. And you see this and keep quiet and come and have the audacity to come and even discuss the fact that the president never used the word state of emergency. Nonsense. Do you have a heart? Do you have a heart? Do you have a conscience?
The first step to really having an honest conversation around Galamsey. Now the ball is in the court of the president. Once I went say wa call for a woman. Now it means
Obi, but also unpretend you.
Yeah, also unpretend.
All this while he's in the known.
I should think so.
Okay. No, by the statement.
Yeah, by this statement, that is on him all this while.
All this while.
In the afternoon, and I think the job of the president is really cut out. The campaign promise was specific. Say, and Kolana ya ne wo pit ni mo nenye omo e na aban ni ba bedi wo nachi. Aban ne pe campaigns no because campaigns na wo ti omo a what to ade na say from the root. Enti if campaigns ne so e wo ho a na onim say bi mu ye the party for a then the president should help the whole country.
Okay.
Na party for no yensan ka won na illegality no to anything.
I think that we have been unfair to Nana Danko Akufo-Addo in his fight against Galamsey. You know, we really have been unfair. because it was also clear that MPP for mapa no mutu for magudia omuntu no ne kwanso.
Yes.
You see, intina na me say onyame beko so ehira oni team no for monokredi any more principal stance on some of these matters.
Yes.
Because you called out and we as far as a year Wase Kropon. When we even told the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Yenia Bre Eka illegal miners on out moving pick, a workshop, any seminar. And no, Nakoma sorry, Kosra may be mad. Because it was clear, it was of no relevance because that kind of stakeholder engagement. My daddy, in fact, Obi Tran can say, and Commander, yeah, Bowo, a year was a cropono. When the NDC came to power, we passed through various mining sites. Dominance, I remember, and other mining sites, illegal, where they told us that Mukra de Mono, Yasper illegal miners of NDC people. The NDC came here, some of them, to come and entirely say, this is coming from the number one gentleman of the land. Mim Chedam M1 yet is the Ecosono, maintain the Ecosubia. And you're clear in Ashanti region, and you're clear in Zimaland.
Torre, no man, say President Mahama has admitted that illegal mining, widely known as Galamsey, involves actors across political, traditional, and even his own network, warning that the fight against the practice will be challenging, but must continue.
I tell you, he had known this. It is a hard getting. Some more my Nyaisa, and I said, the catcher will say, even in Bali, he had two from a good year to run the class. Even in the history of another Danko Kufado came from and is coming from. And now I can say, it was a possible quabbing. So why are we trying to? Because
but this quote here, Mr. or say, and so I don't kid myself that we don't have our own people involved. Even when one party changes, those who were running some operation will go to the next party and say, now that you have come and take over this operation and let's share. We too will be getting small. This is what we are doing. He added. The president
party chairman and so what has been the bane? The bane has been the principle that we lack. The bane has been the propaganda that we propagate. The bane has been that a bunch of vulnerable Ghanaians who are not ready to change the status quo by pretending that they are working towards changing the status quo. All of us.
All of us. The fight against Galamsey can be won in 1 week and 2 weeks.
I know just say when you say Obi. I know the baby I do that's what we. Baby I do pristine condition because he trouble. Baby I do. You trouble. Even in pristine condition, trouble. We should forgive ourselves and look at the better Ghana we are looking for. I don't look at those things again. Because we didn't know baby the forward march of the country, bitterness, any hurt, any pain, any disappointment, any pulling back, any I'll show you where power lies in quite a bit. Because some NDC members, they're also bitter, they are pained. Some NPP people, they're also so disappointed, they are pained. But these are not the only people in this country.
Sure.
So if we say we are going to hold each other by the neck, the health sector the challenges that we have in our free SHS any schools
yes
because your school fee women's organization women's organization project we know the problems. We know the people involved in the problems, media, J4, everybody is cutting corner to make sure say obedidi obe survival. Everybody. So not so security recruitment. Not say excess of 500,000. Ana abeguho epe juma aya 5,000. It should tell you that asudida yenso.
We have a major problem.
I'm telling you.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sense of Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for the ultimate oil city getaway? Welcome to the Groove Ethipon Beach Resort for a luxury meet adventure. Host your meetings and events in our fully equipped conference facility. Relax our sparkling pool, unwind in cozy rooms, satisfy your cravings at our scenic restaurant, and enjoy fun-packed recreational activities and a walk through our charming menus. Whether it's business, pleasure, or pure escape, the Groove is your perfect destination.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh. Oh.
Hey.
With your label today, me.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma, Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the Puma. Oh yeah, come alive. Puma, Puma. Let me hear you. Puma.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event ground and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Can he tee up someone in red? And it goes towards...
Too much, sir!
That's
who goal is for.
I got 5 champions league.
You want to know? I be the real goat, chairman. I'm the real goat. The left magician, the left magician.
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
Ghana Jollof has no co-equal. The smell alone. Oh my God.
No, that shit. You two they lie, eh? Now the same stew when they use cook the rice and then they go put them for top.
Hey. You are lying. Ghana Jollof.
And you be there, forget everybody, yeah? My guy. Put your papa in the jar, put some respect on the goat. Oh, the goat. The only goat I know lives in Tama. Every year, we give to you back. We are talking about PET. I want to hear the face. Except be the goat, huh? My guy, he be the goat.
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomo Bitters always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18, nor recommended to pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
A revolution is brewing in waste management, an innovation rooted in the spirit of Pan-Africanism. This innovation generates sustainable jobs, boosts income, improves sanitation, and elevates the Human Development Index. To unlock its full potentials, we invite you to support through financial contribution or in-kind donations. Join us at the Green Go Hub launch and fundraising event on Thursday, 7th May 2026 at the Manfi Hall, Gimpa Green Hill campus, starting exactly 10 a.m. For sponsorship and partnership opportunities, visit us on www.greengohub.com.
As far as a year, the first step to really having an honest conversation around Galamsey. Now the ball is in the court of the president. Once I went, say wa won call for a woman. Now it means say
Obi. But also unpretend you.
Yeah, also
all this while he's in the known.
I should think so.
Okay. No, by the statement.
Yeah, by this statement, that is on him all this while.
All this while.
In the afternoon, and I think the job of the president is really cut out. The campaign promise was specific. Say, and Kolana ya ne wo pit ni mo nenye omo e na aban ni ba bedi wo nachi. Aban ni pe campaigns no because campaigns na wo chi omo a what to ade na say from the root. Enti if campaigns nso e wo ho a na onim say bi mu ye the party for a then the president should help the whole country.
Okay.
Na party for no yensan ka won na illegality no to anything.
I think that we have been unfair to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in his fight against Galamsey. You know, we really have been unfair because it was also clear that MPP4 Mapa no mutu for Magudia omuntu no ne kwanso.
Yes.
You see, intina na me say onyame bekoso ehira oni team no for monokredi any more principal stance on some of these matters.
Yes.
Because you called out and we as far as a year Wase Kropon, when we even told the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Yenya Bre Eka illegal miners on out moving pick, a workshop, any seminar. And no, Nakoma sorry, Kosra may be mad. Because it was clear, it was of no relevance because that kind of stakeholder engagement. My doesn't in fact, Obitina can say, and Commander Yabo, a year was a cropono. When the NDC came to power, we passed through various mining sites. Dominance, I remember, and other mining sites illegal, where they told us that Mukra de Mono, Yaspre illegal miners of NDC people. The NDC came here, some of them, to come and entirely say, this is coming from the number one gentleman of the land. Mem Chedam M1 yet said the Ecosono, maintain the Ecosubia. And you're clear. In Ashanti region, clear. In Zimaland,
say President Mahama has admitted that illegal mining, widely known as Galamsey, involves actors across political, traditional, and even his own network. Warning that the fight against the practice will be challenging, but must continue.
I tell you, he had known this. It is a hard getting. Some more Maya Nyasa. And I said that the catcher will say, even in Bali, he too from a good into the class. Even in the history of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came from and is coming from. And now I can say a good fire. So why are we trying to? Because
but this quote here, Mr. or say, and so I don't kid myself that we don't have our own people involved. Even when one party changes, those who were running some operation will go to the next party and say, now that you have come and take over this operation and let's share. We too will be getting small. This is what we are doing. He added. The president
party chairman and so what has been the bane? The bane has been the principle that we lack. The bane has been the propaganda that we propagate. The bane has been that a bunch of vulnerable Ghanaians who are not ready to change the status quo by pretending that they are working towards changing the status quo. All of us. All of us.
The fight against Galamsey can be won in 1 week and 2 weeks.
I know they say when you say Obi. I know the baby I do that's what we. Baby I do pristine condition because he trouble. Baby Abedi. Even in pristine condition, we should forgive ourselves and look at the better Ghana we are looking for. I don't look at those things again. Because we didn't know baby the forward march of the country, bitterness, any hurt, any pain, any disappointment, any pulling back, any I'll show you where power lies in Kwanabeyejuma. Because some NDC members, they're also bitter, they are pained. Some NPP people, they're also so disappointed, they are pained. But these are not the only people in this country. Sure. So if we say we are going to hold each other by the neck, the health sector the challenges that we have in our free SHS any schools yes. Because your school fee women's organization women's organization we know the problems. We know the people involved in the problems, media, J4, everybody is cutting corner to make sure, say, obedidi, obe survival. Everybody. So, not so security recruitment, not the essence of 500,000. Anna Abeguho, Epe Juma, 5,000. It should tell you that,
we have a major problem.
I'm telling you.
Welcome to the show. Apologies and greetings to Mike Egan, wherever he may be in heaven. That was his line of introducing his famous television show way back several decades ago. Mike Egan, one of the famous broadcasters. Good evening and welcome to Good Evening Ghana. It's always a pleasure to come to you. And what a weekend we had. Weekend of busy political activity. Do you have lights where you are? I bet that you probably do. The situation, we are told, is improving. We have a full documentary conversation about the power crisis in Ghana today. But we will start with a lot. We will be telling you a story relating and putting into proper context the big story of the weekend where Chief of Staff, the Honorable soon-to-be PhD Julius Deborah, shed significant tears at his own Thanksgiving service to honor God for his 60th anniversary. By the way, a belated happy birthday to the Chief of Staff. But Julius Deborah's tears about the matter then brought into sharp contrast many things. We have been putting the whole story into perspective. Our story about the tears shed by Julius Deborah has the names of Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, the foreign minister. It has the names of Felix Kwakye-Ofosu, the government communication minister. It has the name of Samuel Nate George, the government minister for ICT communication, etc., etc. We'll share that story with you. And in that story, we're going to tell you that nothing has really changed with the National Democratic Congress. The NDC ethos have been very bad. And it is this ethos that is now playing out in this way. Because any foreigner who looks at the story will say that, why is the lady still in office? Why, is there any letter written to the lady to share with the public? Has the Chief of Staff written a warning to her? Nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing has happened. The lady was in the office today. She's holding meetings. She's going about her work. Is that a signal to everyone that you can say anything at all you like about anyone in pursuit of your own parochial political interest, and the political system will not bring you to order even if you are running completely counter to the culture of the people they lead, the NDC? You have no sensitivity to the culture of the people you lead to apologize on behalf of a subordinate? Do we apologize on behalf of subordinates? We apologize on behalf of subordinates after they have been dealt with so that the general public will see that we have demonstrated clearly that we are not on the same page with this subordinate. But to say that, we are sorry that he said that. That's all. That's it. We'll deal with that in some great detail. We also have a story from the Julius Deborah event. Did you notice that some prominent ministers did not attend? Is it related to the contest, the inheritance, the potential inheritance of John Mohammed's leadership of the NDC is coming up sometime next year, sometime the year after? But that potential race has significance this year because The NDC is going into national, regional, and branch elections, and it will be significant to see how that pans out. But then we noticed that some ministers, prominent as they are, did not show up at the Julius Deborah event. We're going to name them, and then we'll tell you the story behind it. We also have heard, and we wish him well, Dr. Callistus Mahama, the secretary to the president, has been taken ill. He's been flown out by private jets to the United Kingdom where he's receiving treatment. The government has still not issued any statement about it. So we don't know what the state of affairs is. When the vice president was taken ill, unfortunately, way back, the government issued statements about it and even gave an update. Thankfully, by the grace of God, the vice president is back happily with us and is doing her work. In the case of the secretary to the president, we have not heard anything from Felix Kwakye Ofosu, but there's rumors all over the place that the secretary to the president has been taken ill last Friday and is flown abroad for medical attention. Well, the flying abroad to medical attention is a question that you shouldn't ask me, viewers. It's a question that you should ask the foreign minister. Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa said in opposition that government officials should not be flown abroad. He was asked and told that this is a normal phenomenon. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Anyone can be taken ill. It's about God's grace. It's not political. He said, no, when they are taken ill, they should stay in Ghana. Since he became foreign minister, the vice president is taken ill, went abroad. Now the secretary of the president taken ill, went abroad. What's his name? The disrespectful boy at YE. What's the guy? He doesn't respect anybody. Malik Basintale was taken ill, taken abroad. Ablakwa is still sitting there as Minister for Foreign Affairs. This is the dishonesty of politicians that irks me so much because they spoil the name of politicians. They destroy the name of politics. And so we have been told all the time, politics is a dirty game. Politics is a dirty game. Politics is not a dirty game. It is some politicians who make it so nasty, so untruthful, so dirty, and so undesirable. Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa has even refused to comment and say that, I'm sorry, I looked at it this way. I think it is this way. He sat there. The vice president was flown out, which we all agree. We don't have any problem with that. Basintale was flown out on taxpayers' money. One day, we will tell you how much it cost. We know, but we won't say it because they won't provide it. But one day when they are not there, we will tell you how much it costs to have Malik Basintale or your taxpayers' money, my taxpayers' money, to have Malik Basintale cured. If you and I had the same problem, nobody will cure you. Perhaps you and I may have contributed more to Ghana's national kitty than Malik Basintale. But when he was ill, they took taxpayers' money, thousands upon tens of thousands of United States pounds was paid to get Malik Basintale fit. If Malik Basintale was not in government, how many hospitals would he afford to do what he did? YEA boss was flown abroad. Ablakwa has seen it. Ablakwa says nothing about it. This same Ablakwa, we have a story on him because tonight we're going back to the babies with sharp teeth because that's the foundation of Mary Ewusi's presentation. Mary Ewusi was buoyed by that. It's an NDC ethos. It's an NDC principle, and it was clearly reported. The context of it was clearly reported in Kwame Nkrumah's book. We are bringing that onto the touch screen in a moment. Have a look at that when we come there. Also tonight, we are dealing with the Doomsor story, isn't it? And we have quite a lot to say about the Doomsor story. But I missed Newsfile on Saturday, which is extraordinary. The reason was that I was myself participating in the Big Issues. The program is called Big Issues, one of my favorite programs. And Saturdays I have to alternate between Big Issues and, they're both on radio and on TV. So you can have one program on radio, another one on TV, and you can follow both. So when I finished Big Issues, I told my guys that, let me see what happened on Newsfile. And then I came across this very interesting expression on Newsfile. Apparently there was a fight, as there always is, among panelists. The lawyer Martin Pebu, who has been running routes politically during the anti-Akufo-Addo campaign, apparently met a big match on Newsfile. Lawyer Kwame Ekufu told Martin Pebu, that's Ekufu Kutubrija from Ekropo Ekwapim. He used an expression that has now become common in social media among many lawyers when they are exchanging texts these days. Since Saturday, they ask one another, are you a member of a community of reading men? Ekufu alleged that Martin Pebu is not a member of a community of the reading men. Now, he was making the point that if you are a reading man and you are not dishonest to the facts, you will not say the things Martin Pebu said. So this is the expression that Ekufu left us with. Community of reading men. And everyone really like that. Many people like that. You see, because viewers in this country, it's important that we cut the chase and stop the politics. You see, politics, Akufo said something on Newsfile. He said, propaganda has no limit. So you can say anything in propaganda. But if you are addressing serious issues, you do have a limit on how much you can go because you have to bear fidelity to the facts. You have to talk about what is factual, and then you may interpret what is factual how you like. Even judges can disagree on legal interpretation. But if you're a member of the community of reading men, there are some things you will not be able to say. If you are truly... The other day, somebody says, Martin Pebu is talking like a carpenter, and some people didn't like it. That he's not speaking like a lawyer, because carpenters are very clever people, you know. You have to be clever to do this table as a carpenter. You have to be clever to put all the wood in the studio together. So carpenters are clever people. So people did not like the comment that Frank Davis made. But Ekufu, non-political, said the community of reading men. And we liked it. So I looked at the program. I called some of the people on the panel and I said, how did they go? I didn't watch it live. How did they go? And he gave me various dimensions and various angles. So Kwame Ekufu, the lawyer, very senior barrister, Ekufu is now done nearly 30 years at the bar, has left us with a comment, a community of reading men. So I said to him that I'm going to put this on TV today. And we went, and one of the guys said, he has an interesting video that we should show. Ekufu doesn't really care whether somebody likes him or not, whether we all like. He's not political. He's not looking for votes, you see. So he doesn't really care. So he told Martin Pebu to the face what some people will say, and they will say that you are being political, you are MPP, you think that somebody is not a human. All of those comments that they make to intimidate right-thinking people from making the point. And then they use that to try and gain votes. But when you give them votes and they come to power, they'll turn off your lights, because they cannot think and determine what has to happen. They don't read, they won't think. They are butu-butu, they are gidi-gidi, they are takashi, they talk anyhow to anybody. This is who they are. It's unfortunate. It's really sad. A lot of them are like that. Rollins, their founder, had occasion to complain. And that's where I'm going to next. Look at Kwame Ekufu in this video. He belongs to the community of reading men.
Say I talk, no, they bother me. Chat, no, they bother me. Too much chat, no, fi bother me. No, fi bother, you know they bother me. Anything I want to do, my shit. I know my shit. Anything I want to do, my shit. Say I talk, no, they bother me. Chat, no, they bother me. Too much chat, no, fi bother me. No, fi bother, you know they bother me. Anything I want to do, my shit.
Thank you, Ekufu, for giving us the expression, the community of reading men. I really like that. I saw some Ladies expressions during the show, and I won't say much about that. But anyway, let's get on with it. So I was also fighting my advocacy battles on Channel 1, and the issue of OSP came up. And I was quite upset with the arguments being made for and against the OSP. So I was given a bit of time, about 5 minutes long, to outline what I feel about the OSP. I'd like you to see it, viewers. Some of you have seen it already, but I'd like you to see it. This is my firm view about whether the OSP should go, whether he should remain. This is my calculated view on it. Have a look. But there's a clear legal process that is being undertaken. And there's an obvious problem that lawyers are finding with the Attorney General's approach. So the OSP's office was created as a result of an anti-corruption sort of thing. This anti-corruption matter had been with our politics since maybe after Rollins, since the 2000. The first conversation was that we should decouple the Attorney General's office from the Minister of Justice to create a situation like that. We were unable to do it because government after governments don't do it. So when Akufo-Addo became president, there was a big call on him that at the end of the Mahama administration, where we were talking about corruption and anti-corruption, it is important to show commitment to the anti-corruption fight. Civil society led the charge. Akufo-Addo decided in his own wisdom, thinking with his people, that, okay, let's create another office that can have prosecutorial powers. That is not the Attorney General, so that the complaint that the citadel of corruption is usually the government actors, the principal government actors are the perpetrators of corruption. And because the Attorney General, who has the mandate to prosecute, is one of them, he's unable to prosecute them. So Akufo-Addo was trying to cure this menace that we will have an independent special prosecutor. In his wisdom, he thought that if a government A is in power, it is better for the independent special prosecutor to be drawn either from truly neutrals, or perhaps even the opposition. And that is where the purpose of the bill
will be served. So in his mind, he started talking about Martin Amidu. When he discussed this Martin Amidu with former presidents, Rawlings, Kufuor, John Mahama, they were all aware that he was thinking about this process. Okay. So because the process was well thought through, this conversation about the authority of the special prosecutor vis-a-vis Article 88 came up big time. And the Akufo-Addo administration, together with Parliament, went around it and cured it. The cure has been provided. So if you look at Article 88 itself, it says that the Attorney General shall have ultimate prosecutorial powers. But Article 88.4 says that the Attorney General shall authorize other people to do prosecution. So the Article 88.4, which gives the Attorney General the authority to prosecute, itself does not give him an exclusive authority. However, any other authority must come through the Attorney General. It says other people. So if you look at the trajectory of the OSP law, Act 959, Section 78 thereof, talked about how the OSP's law can be enabled by having other people to prosecute, by having other, by claiming authority.
Control room is telling me my time is up.
No, you can't say the time is up. They can't. They have to wait. They can. This is very important. This is really important. That's really important. So. Article 17, I'm not being NDC and PP, I'm just showing you the trajectory of the law, which is very important. Yes, so in 78, I've not said anything. I'm actually agreeing with Sam, so I'll come to that. You will hear that I'm agreeing with him. So 78 says that under the OSP Act, he will take authorization from the Attorney General. That's what 78 says. So 78 limits the OSP that you need authorization from Attorney General. Then the Attorney General goes to court and passes LI 2374. In Regulation 11 thereof, the prosecutorial powers of the OSP has been granted in the LI. It's been granted. So Samsai comes up and says that Parliament cannot grant prosecutorial powers to somebody. It is true, because he's saying that prosecutorial powers has been granted in the Constitution. The Constitution is a higher law in connection with Parliament's law, if you look at Article 11. So Parliament cannot vary, that's the word he should really be using. Parliament cannot vary the prosecutorial powers of the OSP. That's Ramsay's firm position, and that therefore there has to be a constitutional amendment to grant the OSP that. But he has not looked at Regulation 11 of LI 2374, which LI was passed by the Attorney General, the existing Attorney General, to allow the OSP to prosecute. So the OSP's prosecutorial powers can only be withdrawn if
this current Attorney General or the Office of Attorney General.
The Office of the Attorney General.
Okay.
Attorney
Because
General
you said existing Attorney General. So I thought
I mean the existing law 2374. So the OSP can be, if you want to remove his prosecutorial powers, LI 2374 is the Attorney General can withdraw it. If he withdraws it, the OSP will need prosecutorial powers. But then let me come to the politics. At the beginning of 2025, when John Mahama was sworn in, if you call journalists, 10 of them, and ask them that, which institutions do you think the NDC is going to undo? They will tell you the Chief Justice will go. They will tell you the Electoral Commissioner will go. They will never tell you the OSP will go. Because the NDC never complained about the OSP. No. Dominic Ayine went to vetting, 4 hours of vetting. He never complained that when he was a ranking member, he had disagreed with Act 95. He didn't complain. The complaints of the OSP started because the NDC has become, or the NDC is showing a lot of political intolerance, which is dangerous for our politics. Can I finish, please?
I'll come to you.
Yeah, can I finish? Now, I'll explain why I'm saying the NDC is showing a lot of political intolerance. They didn't complain about the OSP. They complained about the Chief Justice. Processes were undertaken to remove the Chief Justice. They complained about the Electoral Commissioner as institutional. Asiedu Nketia, you know the one who interviewed Asiedu Nketia when he said the Electoral Commissioner must go? Yeah. Yes, so they complained about it. The reason why they are complaining about the OSP today is because of the OSP's indicative independence to politicians. That's what they are seeing. They saw the OSP do it to MPP. They enjoyed it. They were happy about it. They have seen that this OSP is not shifting. He will do the same to NDC.
So how can
and
when
they
they
are afraid?
So how can
NDC never complained about the OSP. No. Dominic Ayine went to vetting, 4 hours of vetting. He never complained that when he was a ranking member, he had disagreed with Act 95. He didn't complain. The complaints of the OSP started because the NDC has become, or the NDC is showing a lot of political intolerance, which is dangerous for our politics. Can I finish, please?
I'll come to you.
Yeah, can I finish? Now, I'll explain why I'm saying the NDC is showing a lot of political intolerance. They didn't complain about the OSP. They complained about the Chief Justice. Processes were undertaken to remove the Chief Justice. They complained about the Electoral Commissioner as institutional. Asiedu Nketia, are you the one who interviewed Asiedu Nketia when he said the Electoral Commissioner must go? Yeah. Yes, so they complained about it. The reason why they are complaining about the OSP today is because of the OSP's indicative independence to politicians. That's what they are seeing. They saw the OSP do it to MPP. They enjoyed it. They were happy about it. They have seen that this OSP is not shifting. He will do the same to NDC.
So how come
and
when
they are afraid?
Sorry for the break in the video. We had to play it back. But that's the point that was being made, that the NDC are afraid of the OSP, and that's the story. That's the problem of the story. What's the time now? The clock says 10 minutes to the hour of 10 o'clock. Now, I'm going to do the story, yeah? This is the shameless Mary Wusi, the very disrespectful appointee of President Mahama. This is the venerable Chief of Staff, soon to be Dr. Julius Deborah. And Mary Wusi had occasioned Dr. Julius Deborah to cry. But what is the story? Let's start from the beginning. So we begin with those of you who haven't heard it. Let's get the proper trajectory of the story. We begin with Mary Wusi's video that set everything haywire. Have a look.
Yeah, the better no for this time. Yes, no. Only in office only politics in my politics. Unless it's up to join politics. Or my if he wants to join politics, he should let us know. Next time, then we deal with him as a politician. But today, you be man or say or you suffer.
It may be in the process of us.
And no Bible Casa statement. Yeah, the better no for this time. Yes, no. Only in office only politics in my politics. Unless it's up to join politics. Or my if he wants to join politics, he should let us know. Next time, then we deal with him as a politician. But today, you be man or say or you suffer.
Next time, we'll deal with him. But today, we'll say he's a priest. These were the comments of Mary Wusi. And J.O.Y. Mante is the moderator of the Presbyterian Church. I have to say something about Joy Mante, as we used to call him. He was my lecturer at the University of Ghana, Joy Mante. He taught us philosophy of religion back in first year. You know, in first year, you do different kinds of subjects. Joy Mante was my lecturer. We really enjoyed him. And he was teaching us with a guy called Elon Dovolo, Professor Dovolo, who died. He was also a Presbyterian person. So Joy Mante was preaching to his church and said that this lady's threat is useless because they, the clergy, they don't fear anyone. Have a listen to Joy Mante.
We're talking about Galamsey. I have heard that there is somebody who says that some senior pastor has talked against Galamsey, and so he's shouting at him. Tell that woman we are not afraid of her. It's not about party. We are not afraid of anybody. Like the Pope said, I'm not afraid of Trump's administration. If something is sin, it is sin, whether it is under Akufo-Addo or under Mahama or whoever. If it is evil, it is evil. And you Ghanaians, you sit there and let the Galamsey go on. All your children and grandchildren will just die early. The thing is so evil. I don't understand why. Sorry for this digression. I do remember when I was chairman of Christian Council, I went with the current president, the Church of Pentecost head. We went to the then president and told him that Galamsey should stop. I was the one that led the delegation. We talked and talked about it. It's not just during this, it's not about party issues at all. If people cannot think beyond party, they should stop opening their mouths. And I'm serious about what I'm talking about. We are not afraid of anybody. No party. We were there before there was party.
If people cannot think beyond their party, they should stop opening their mouth. That's what J.O.Y. Mante said. If people cannot think beyond their party, they should stop opening their mouth. Mary Uzi, did you hear it? J.O.Y. Mante says, if you can't think beyond your party as a chief executive of Free Zones Board, I don't even know whether people have Googled Free Zones to see what Free Zones does. What is their mandate? Since you became Free Zones Board CEO, replacing Aaron Michael Quaid Jr., she has never done a presentation about what Free Zones does or what they are doing. We don't have a report about her work over the last 1 year. First, she came to say that foot soldiers, they do choboy, they don't deserve anything, they should clear off. NDC foot soldiers were fighting with her. Nobody said anything to her. She's an untouchable. Nobody said anything to her. And why is it that the NDC have too many untouchables? And why are all the untouchables people with acidic tongue? Samio Kujita, Black, the untouchable. NDC, you want to be untouchable, you must have an acidic tongue, you must shout at people, insult people. And that's the thing. That's what makes them, that's what they believe makes them untouchable. Let's go on. So then she came with a very unhealthy apology. Very, very, I don't know what word to use. Disingenuous apology. Let's put the apology there and read it and see what she said. I don't know whether you have a video of it. And let's see what she said. Where is the apology? Please put it up. Yeah, let's hear the apology video.
Sharing my opinion on me can be Ghana fulfill say man can year na be this me ni permit me akasa amanachia. I retract and apologize. It may be in the process of also sharing my opinion on me can be Ghana fulfill say man can year na be this me ni permit me akasa amanachia. I retract and apologize. It may be.
Play the apology again. I want viewers to hear her choice of words. This is after there was a national, if you like, global backlash. And this is what she said. She's a very arrogant person, I think. I'm sorry to say that. Well, I hope she's not and that it was just a slip of tongue. But it sounded very terrible. Listen to her again.
It may be in the process of also sharing my opinion on me can be Ghana fulfill say man can year na be this me ni permit me akasa amanachia. I retract and apologize. It may be in the process of also sharing my opinion on me can be Ghana fulfill say man can year na be this me ni permit me akasa amanachia. I retract and apologize.
That's Mary Uzi. She says that if me can be being a Ghana for Phil Seman can year, she doesn't think she said anything wrong. She didn't even say that me can say any. I think it was bad. She doesn't even reference what she said. If Okan Bibi, if she said something, can we noko ni me jeni ehiye abe inke sorry oh something funny like that. Very bad. Running governance like this, nobody will query her. She will not even get a query. Nothing will happen because she has an acidic tongue. And this is what the politics relies on. The politics relies on insulting. So if you are able to insult, you are frontline, you are important, and nobody's going to query you. Is that the kind of politics we want for our country? Whether this politics is in NPP or is in NDC, so bad it has to be condemned. You find more in NDC anyway, because it's a systematic something, and I'm going to show you where it came from. So later on, as we were enjoying the Julius Deborah 60th anniversary celebrations, then came this big Thanksgiving service. The subject of Mary Uzi's brutal insults and disrespectful conduct was the chairman of the Pentecost Church, the Venerable Apostle Eric Nyamiche. Eric Nyamiche happened to be invited to the Julius Deborah event. He accepted the invitation, and he is a high-profile person because he leads a 4 million member Pentecost Church with a voter population of about 10 to 11 million on the voters roll. If you are one church that has 4 million adults, my goodness, you need to be careful how you treat them. Is that not so? We have our conversations about that. We can talk about that later. But Eric Nyamiche became the obvious person to invite to the Julius Debra event so that hopefully things can be corrected. I'm not sure whether Mary Usi was there or not, but those who were there tell me that she wasn't present in the room. In fact, it would have been a good opportunity if Mary Uzi was there to bring her up the stage and say, go and apologize to Apostle Nyamiche. But Mary Uzi will turn that down. She won't do that because she's so confident in what she's doing. She's buoyed by the fact that she belongs to a group of people who reward insults. They reward insults. That's what they do. Look at the guy in America. He insults everybody, they reward him. They give him policemen and all that. This is NDC. They reward people who insult. And all of us Ghanaians are sitting down and watching. The people are destroying our ethos, and we are watching. They are destroying our ethos. When pastors talk, they insult them. Pastor. When pastors talk, look at what they did to Reverend Mante, also of the Presbyterian. Not him. The other guy, the first John Mahama administration. Is he also called Mante? The Reverend, the Presbyterian churchman, the one with the bushy hair. Mate. Reverend Mate. See what Samuel Kujeto, Black Wine Code, they insulted him and they were promoted. They insulted him. Way back in 1970s, 80s, and 90s, even under Rawlings, you can't do that. But today they do it and they get power. And when they get power, they turn off your lights so that you can't even see to criticize them. They turn off their light. Every epoch of their ruling is light off. Why? We have had light off since we were children. When Achampong was there was light off. When Rawlings was there was light off. When Kufuor was there was light off. Mills, there was light off. Did we attribute Dumsor to any of them? But when you see a systematic dereliction of duty that produces darkness, then you will find the word Dumsor in Google, in the dictionary, coming from Ghana. Because a certain group of people are derelict in their duty. They don't know what to do. They talk a lot. They just insult. They don't sit down to govern. They just shut people up who are trying to tell them that what you are doing is wrong. And when politicians say what they are doing is wrong, they tell them that you're a politician and they fight them. And then a pastor sitting somewhere, not interested in politics, comes and says that, I don't like this Dumsor because I can't baptize children. During the Akufo-Addo era, the same Apostle Eric Nyamiche spoke about Galamsey, and he said that Galamsey is a leadership problem that was directed straight at the desk of the president of Ghana at the time, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Did anybody, MPP, insult him? And I can imagine Akufo-Addo as president. Then, Free Zones board, boss, say Michael Ochrebefi or Michael Quay, will insult Apostle Eric Nyamiche for saying that Galamsey is a leadership problem. Akufo-Addo will never allow that. It will never happen. And you will be fired. And you will know that you can't do that. Because that's not Akufo-Addo's ethos. That's not the ethos of the New Patriotic Party. That's not the ethos of conservatives. That's not the ethos of the right wing. It is competition of ideas is what politics is about. We've been telling NDC that it's about competing on ideas. It's not insulting. They thought they were in opposition. And they can say that Akufo-Addo has dragged the National Theatre whole. He's a fool. He is this. He is big. And they got away with it. Because that is how their ethos are set up. Today they are in government and we are seeing them clearly. Mary Usi, up till now, she is still sitting there as Free Zones board. Not a single letter of query has come from the desk of the chief of staff, the secretary to the president, the office of the president, the office of Free Zones at our ministry, trade, the office of the minister of trade to query her. Up till today, Mary Usi is still there and is confident. He has policemen protecting her. So they are telling the young people that go ahead and insult people. That is the politics that rewards on this side of the umbrella. The politics that rewards is insult. You can insult somebody that the chief of staff will cry on his birthday. Because the chief of staff is seeing that there's no mechanism to punish. The chief of staff loves the NDC. He loves his party. So he's crying. He's taking on, like Jesus Christ took on our sins, he's taking on the sins of the party. But this is not religion. This is governance. So chief of staff, fire her. What are you crying about? Sack her. Query her. Suspend her for 2 weeks. 1 week, 1 day, 2 hours. Take action. Take action. So that you are protecting the spirit of Ghana. The ethos of Ghana. The ethos of conservative Ghana. The respect that we all grew up with. We were all raised like that. You can't tell even where they were raised from. They just come and they insult everybody. You check their backgrounds, you see all those gaps. Gaps. You see it, gaps. That's why they can do that. Viewers watching me, can you actually do that? Me, can I stand there and tell Apostle Eric Nyamiche that, hey, Nyamiche, if you talk like that again, you will see. It can never come out of my mouth. Never, ever, anywhere. I can disagree with Eric Nyamiche. I can come here and say, Osofo, the thing you are saying is not true. Because you see, Osofo, under the 1992 Constitution, under this law, under this act, within this context, from the history, this politics, Osofo, I disagree with you. But to warn Osofo that if you don't know and you talk about it again, I cannot do it. Many of us, if you take 100 of us, 97 of us cannot do it. But you will find the 3 from the umbrella. They will do it. Let me give you the history. You will now go to, I'll tell you, can you put J.J. Rawlings' photograph there, please, if you have it? We should have talked about it here. I don't know whether they have it. But I'm telling you a story that involves J.J. Rawlings, you see. So that's the important thing. Sometime during the Mills administration, you should have had J.J. Rawlings' picture because it's a subject. Sometime during the Mills administration, the NDC held, I needed to change the background so that I can start the story because it's, okay, yeah, that's fine. Sometime during the J.J. Mills administration, NDC held a rally or a congress in Tamale. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, as former president, attended. In his usual outburst, he discussed something called Atta Mochiriman. Atta Mills was the president. Rawlings said he knew some mortuary man in, yeah, thank you, that's Rawlings' photograph. Rawlings said he knew some mortuary man in somewhere and that he likened Atta Mochiriman to President Mills. Admittedly, it was not in very good taste. The NDC had to respond to their own founder. And this is the beginning of creating young people with acidic tongues who speak, such that we now have the video today. We'll show you. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings came and made a clear comparison between his party people and the party in opposition and talked about it. Ato Ahoy, in writing his book, Let Out the Cat, he told us how they created young men to insult people. The book is entitled Working with Rawlings. It's by Kwame Ahoy. And on pages 2010 and 2011, this is the story. With your permission, viewers, let me read it so you see where this is coming from. So when we are addressing a national ethos problem, we can talk about it. A political party that has potential of governing our country should not be seized with people who are destroying the ethos and the soul of our country by insulting older people. Somebody says in America, he insults Asante, he insults everybody, and NDC will give him protection. NDC. Well, let's see. On the Friday evening after the Tamale Congress, President Mills called me on the phone. I was attending, this is Ato Ahoy speaking. I was attending an IAA-sponsored workshop at a brewery in the Eastern region. President Mills asked me whether I had heard the things that Rawlings had said about him to the smaller group of NDC loyalists that he had met in Tamale after the Congress. When I replied in a negative, he said, Kwamina, then try and get the audio and listen to it. I have been humiliated enough. I can't take it anymore, so I have decided to resign as president. I have already started packing my things. Don't try to talk me out of this because my mind is made up. I am only telling you out of respect because you were the one who got me into this in the first place. I panicked, Kwame Ahoy said, but I responded in a calm tone. Please, Mr. President, I am sure if you didn't want me to talk you out of it, you would not have called me. I would have heard about your resignation on air. I believe you that you have decided to resign. But I am sure you are not sure you are doing the right thing. So you want a second opinion. Please let me consult with my gang, he called them, and get back to you. He agreed. So Mills was naturally worried about this. So this is the creation and the beginning of creating people to insult adults in Ghanaian politics. Kwame Ahoy. All right, let's move on. I immediately called Captain Retired Kojo Chikata and briefed him about my conversation with President Mills. We agreed that we needed to meet with President Mills urgently and that I should rope Kofi Totobi Kwache into the meeting. After consulting with Totobi Kwache, I managed to get President Mills to agree to a meeting with the three of us on Sunday evening. Come Sunday evening and we were at the castle around 6 o'clock p.m. as agreed. There was every sign that President Mills had indeed decided to resign. He had packed many of his belongings in suitcases and card boxes and many others were strewn on the seat in the hall, ready for packing. We must have spent about 4 hours with President Mills. In the end, he agreed not to resign, and we agreed to take steps to ensure that Rawlings stopped his public humiliation of President Mills or reduced it significantly. The strategy we adopted, viewers, this is the catch. The strategy we adopted to achieve this objective was simple. From our knowledge of President Rawlings, we knew that he could not stand being talked back to by people he considered his subordinates. This must have been due to his military background, because in the military, the subordinates never talk back to superior officers. So what we decided was that anytime President Rawlings attacked or insulted Mills publicly, viewers, please listen, one of the younger members of the party will take him on publicly, not with insults, but with logic. That's a lie. It is with insults. It's not with any logic. Professor Kwame Nahoi, let's get this straight. It was not logic. It's insults. It worked, he said, and the strategy proved effective. Rawlings toned down on his public criticism of President Mills. That wasn't quite true. Rawlings didn't tone down anything. Instead, he turned his anger on the young boys and girls who were talking back at him whenever he criticized President Mills publicly. He described them at a public rally later as babies with sharp teeth. The name stuck, but the presidency of Professor Mills was saved. This is Kwame Nahoi's account. Is there more? This is Kwame Nahoi's account of how he and Totobi Kwache created young people to talk back at Rawlings, violating what he called a principle of leadership that Rawlings had carried over from the military. The military institution is the oldest institution of politics from the time of Abraham. The military, the war military of Israel, they are the oldest institution of politics, protecting the king. Now, the disciplinary ethos of the military is what has kept militaries for 6,000 years. Militaries were fighting before Jesus was born. For 6,000 years, the ethos of the military have been the same. They form as platoons, they form as companies, they form as brigade. They were doing that 6,000 years ago. So if there's anything to admire about the military, it is the hierarchy of command and the fact that the institution works in unison, leadership at the top, and we follow leadership. Discipline is insisted and discipline is handed down. That's the ethos of the military. Kwame Nahoi here is admitting that they decided to overturn the ethos of the military so that they will get Rawlings to shut up. And to do that, you have to upset the order, get young people to insult him. And then this is what they created, and he called that saving Professor Mills' presidency. And that's where the NDC came from. This is the background of Mary Usi. That's why Mary Usi is confident, because she has been called by somebody and said that, look, let Nyamiche guy deal with him. They don't know that Ghana has changed. They don't know that Ghanaians love the respect. They don't know that Ghanaians love the serenity of our society. They don't know. They don't know because they have won elections by insulting older people. Mary Usi was there when Ablakwa was insulting people. Ablakwa was made a foreign minister. She wants to be a foreign minister tomorrow. She will insult Eric Nyamiche. Look at them. Look at them. All of them heavily appointed. What do you remember them for? Insults. What do you remember them for? Insulting people. That's all. What do you remember these faces for? In the campaign. Insulting people. That is what they are. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Today you go on social media and you see that 80% of the account is playing back videos of these young men. Have you seen them playing back video of Lordina Mahama? Have you seen them playing back video of Amako Fibua? Have you seen them playing back any video of Julius Debra? No. Look at these men. The videos are them. All the time is them. Because they were told by Kwame Nahoi and Totobi Kwache that go after Rawlings. And the way you need to get Rawlings is that you see in the military, junior people cannot talk back to senior people. So talk back at him. Insult him. We will protect you. Nothing will happen. This is the ethos of the NDC. So instead of coming to sack Mary Usi, she's there. And they are crying. Why are you crying over a subordinate? A subordinate. They're crying. You won't sack them. They're crying. Listen to J.J. Rawlings describing the babies with sharp teeth. Listen to him.
compared to the FPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults. Our mouths like acid. These people compared to the FPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults. Our mouths like acid. These people compared to the FPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults. Our mouths like acid. These people compared to the FPP, they don't waste their time on too many insults.
Can you imagine that? Sorry, the sound is a bit muffled. But J.J. Rawlings is saying that babies with sharp teeth. So this is what has happened in NDC. This is what has happened. This is what has happened within the context of NDC. See Julius Deborah. That's the next video I'm going to show you. He was weeping at the event. Julius Deborah was weeping for Mary Usi. Several days after Mary Usi had said something calamitous like that. No. And she said something so calamitous, and she's followed up with the worst apology ever. That if I say something and she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Eric Nyamiche is a very decent man. The Pentecost people are very decent people. Because he could have looked at the invitation and said, I will send the general secretary. I won't show up. I won't go to these people. But he's a man of God. He has a big heart. He forgives. So he showed up. He showed up. What the NDC should have done was to bring Mary Usi to come and apologize. Bring Mary Usi to apologize. She didn't come. Maybe she was invited. She didn't go. Maybe she was told Pentecost elder is coming. She was angry. Because she's very pompous and proud. Didn't you hear in her voice? She doesn't care. She's Free Zone's boss. She has policemen. She has taxpayers' money. This is the way they use the power. And it hurts me because they will say that young people cannot do it. And any society that does not have jewels in their young people, they don't go anywhere. It's not every young person who is disrespectful. It's not every young person who is like that. Didn't Akufo-Addo appoint young people? How old was Abu Janapo when he was chief of staff? How old was Asenso Boache when he was chief of staff? How old was Eugene Ahin when he was director of President's Communication? How old were they? How old was Dominic Nitiwo when he was Minister for Defense? Did you hear Abu Janapo as Deputy Chief of Staff? He used to appear regularly on Kwame Sefakai's show. Did you hear him insult somebody? Why won't Abu Janapo do that? Because his boss doesn't do that. Because the party he belongs to does not support such ethos. It doesn't support it. It doesn't support it. So he won't do that. He's raised in that. He won't do that. It doesn't support it. It doesn't. But the other side, they were coached to insult their founder. So who is Eric Nyamiche? They were coached to insult their founder. NDC. We have to stop this. NDC can win all the elections they want. Nobody cares. But they have to keep the Ghanaian ethos together. The way they inherited, they have to keep it. If people were destroying and chipping away the Ghanaian ethos of respect for elders, respect for adults, if it was being chipped away, they wouldn't have met it. They wouldn't have met it. If we allow this to go on, one day a president will be introduced. They will say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the president of Ghana. Somebody say, oh, Fionko, Jimmy, foolish man. It's going to happen if we don't check these things. And we, the neutral people who are not political, I am political, I'm not neutral. Those who say they are neutral, if you sit down and you allow these things to happen, one day a chief will be announced. Let's welcome the glorious Asante Hene and Gungun. Somebody say, oh, Fionko ni tika kraka. Right in front of the Asante, it will be said. Because Mary Usi said Eric Nyamiche should shut up and threatened him that if he doesn't shut up, he will see. All we got was tears. No dismissal. No nothing. Useless apology. Nobody did anything about it. Why should we allow a group of people who are hungry and thirsty for power to destroy our political ethos, our cultural sensitivity, and our religious tolerance? Why should we allow somebody to destroy it? Because they are thirsty for power. They want to hold on to power. They are thirsty for power. Mary Usi has spoken. Asiedu Nketia. Hardly will you hear Asiedu Nketia insult anyone. Hardly. So you know that he's well brought up. He's the chairman of the party. Fifi Kwete, I fight Fifi Kwete all the time, but Fifi Kwete doesn't insult people. He doesn't. Sometimes he says things that are not true. Like when he was doing his propaganda about, he was propaganda secretary, so yes. Go and ask the NDC, why did they change the title of propaganda secretary and made the national communication officer? It was Daniel Botche, the former general secretary of the NDC. He touted them on radio that how can a political party have a propaganda secretary? In those days, Dan Botche would tell us, check the meaning of propaganda. Propaganda means lies. Propaganda, it means lies. NDC, they had a role called propaganda secretary. Fifi Kwete was the last one to occupy it. Now they've changed it to national communication officer because they are embarrassed and they always like to hide. So they say it's national communication officer, but it's propaganda. It's terrible. You can disagree with people. Politics is about that. You can disagree with people, but would you insult them? Should we encourage that? Should that continue? And then when they insult, nothing happens to them. Absolutely nothing. A senior official will come and apologize on their behalf. Is Mary Usi a 5-year-old child for people to apologize on her behalf? Is he a 3-year-old? The grown woman, adult woman, she cannot apologize herself. She renders a useless apology and her bosses are apologizing for her. What does Mary Usi have over the bosses that everybody is so afraid to touch her? What does she have over the bosses that she insults the Pentecost boss? Everybody is so afraid to even issue a letter. Everybody is afraid because the NDC have 57% of Ghanaians with them, or so they think. And insult is the name of the game. Insults is the name of the game. Well, let me move on. Is there anything I have left out? Let me move on. So you saw Ato Ahoy. That's the beginning. That's the ethos. That's how it starts. And this is what NDC is. I'd like to see your comments in the comment section. Send a text to Good Evening Ghana official. What did you say? Let's see the Chief of Staff's video. We need to rearrange this when we are putting it out. Let's see the Chief of Staff's video. He cried at the church service.
Dr. Mary Usi slipped a bit against you. And I want on this occasion to commemorate my birthday, to let the whole church forgive us. It was just a slip. It wasn't intentionally done to malign our church. I believe sincerely that you forgive her and forgive us and accept us as your children. God richly bless all of you. A few days ago, one of our colleagues, Dr. Mary Usi, slipped a bit against you. And I want on this occasion to commemorate my birthday, to let the whole church forgive us. It was just a slip. It wasn't intentionally done to malign our church. I believe sincerely that you forgive her and forgive us and accept us as your children. God richly bless all of you.
Chief, I don't know you well, but I think you're an honorable man. But Chief, you have to take action. You have to take action. Because you see, there are a lot of people who are rallying behind your presidency. That this man will be a great president for Ghana one day very soon. They are concerned that you can't be chief of staff and a free zones director does this and there's no query. Suspend there for 1 week, for 1 day, for 2 hours, 3 hours. The way they do the doom sono, 3 hours, 6 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours. Suspend Mary Usi. So we will know that there's a commitment to, so other people will look at it and say, look, Mary Usi did. Now today, if somebody does it and you sack him, you say, Mary Usi did, they didn't sack him, you are sacking me. It will become a problem. To become a problem. I mean, I don't want her job. I can't even do it. I don't want her job. I can't do it. I don't have the certificate to do Mary Usi's job. I can't do it. So I'm not interested. I don't care. But she must be disciplined. I don't want her out of the job. I want her disciplined so that people can tell as a deterrent. The deterrent value is always important in punishment. The lawyers will tell you. The deterrent value is far more important than anything else. But if the NDC think that they are in power, they are NDC, they can do what they like, they will protect Mary Usi because he's a jewel, because she's the one who can stand up to important people by insulting them. Fair enough. The question is a political question. The Ghanaian people should decide. Somebody sends me a text. What's he saying? It's an important person, so let me look at it. Okay, he starts by saying, please don't mention my name. He's a member of parliament. He says, Did you see John Mahama clapping when Chief of Staff was talking? What was that? Did you see John Mahama clapping when Chief of Staff was talking? There was John Mahama clapping. Play the video again. Clapping about, I don't understand. Please play the video again. Somebody's telling me that it's in your video. Please play the video again. Let's see whether John Mahama was clapping. What's he clapping about? Maybe you have to reverse it. It looks like the Pentecostal man is trying to rise up. Okay, no, he was actually picking something. The clapping was for what? I'm not sure I get it. He was clapping to the guy is writing to me. He was clapping to the Julius Deborah crying. Clapping. I see. But what does it mean? What does it mean? I don't understand. I'll text Felix Kwachu tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll text him now and say that some MP, I'll tell him who the MP is. He knows him. That he sent me a text that John Mahama was clapping. So what is it about? We have to look at it. It was clapping. I don't know. We prepared a montage for you so that you can remember that we had made the point on this program that Ewusi should be disciplined. But it may not happen. We don't know. We don't have the power. They have the power. Have a look at the montage.
Arise for Ghana, oppression of the land.
If he wants to join politics, he should let us know. Next time, then we deal with him as a politician. From big to big, the NDC shall lead. Able Democrat, Ghana, our strength unity. From big. Yes, sir, no. Only in the office, only politics in my politics. Unless it's okay, so join politics. Or my if he wants to join politics, he should let us know. Next time, then we deal with him as a politician. But today, the man will say, well, you're suffering.
One of our colleagues, Dr. Mary Osi, slipped a bit against you. And I want on this occasion to commemorate my birthday, to let the whole church forgive us. It was just a slip. It wasn't intentionally done to malign our church.
Our strength unity. Arise for Ghana.
Well, you see, politics is nice. I like it. But sometimes when people don't want to play according to the game, the rules of the game, every game has rules. It's called a game, but it has rules. It is only in politics that the rules can be violated. And you don't get punished by a referee, you get punished by the people. If people decide not to punish you, then you are free. So politics is where people must have self-introspection as an altruistic value of anybody who loves his country, that you're a politician. When you say something, nobody will beat you up. Nobody may sack you. But you have to recognize that you have a duty and you have an opportunity. And to every opportunity, there's a duty. I hope that things get better. I sincerely hope so. I want to know, though, what you people are saying to this story. And let me begin with Ikuya on the social media editor's desk. She'll tell us what people are saying.
Thank you so much, Paul. This is coming from God's Will Adai. He says, I'm surprised that people try to compare the NDC to the NPP. There is no comparison. The NPP is made up of deep thinkers. They are more people-centered and more development-oriented than the NDC. The NDC, on the other hand, is a party full of backward-minded people. They always come to scatter what the NPP has built. Real Max B says, Based on what President Mahama said about the fight against Galamsey, he should then release all armed robbers from prison because they also engaged in robbery as a result of unemployment. Ibi Ofe says, Omanhene and Ghanaians can rant their guts out, but until Ghanaians apologize to His Excellency Nana Addo Ondumso, like the Black Stars, we will always suffer. Coming from Bennett Danso, he says, so where are the so-called blue water guards deployed by the lands minister to fight galamseyers, whose budget, we are told, is 40 million per month? This Mahama's second coming administration is a disaster. And when the revered church leaders speak up against the environmental terrorism by the NDC apparatchiks, we have a disrespectful woman whose salary is paid with our taxes come out to insult and threaten them. Paul, on the issue of Dumso, I'm pleased to confer on President Mahama the title Nana Odum Nkania. From Obobia Kwabnafosu, he says, good evening, Paul. You and your team are doing an exceptional work for Mother Ghana. You've truly raised the bar in journalism. No sensationalization, no fabrications, no arrogance, just rigorous fact-driven intellectual discourse. As for Mary Awusi, her conduct is well documented. In Asante Achimagogo, her reputation for disrespect is widely known. Coming from Junior Agba in Tamale, he says, we always maintain and submit that these people have nothing to offer the good people of this nation. But they refused and voted for them and left a critical thinker, visionary leader, a man who thinks beyond Ghana, the best man to move Ghana forward. By now, Ghana would have been a different place if Dr. Bawumia was president. Now we still have the opportunity. 2028 is just around the corner. Let us try as much as possible to vote Dr. Bawumia as our president to move Ghana forward. May Allah protect Mother Ghana for us. And finally, from Sami Boachi, he says, NDC is the only political party which rewards insults and arrogance. I heard that the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, was crying to apologize on behalf of Mary Awusi, but on a serious note, the person in question has not shown any remorse or regret and continues to disrespect elderly people, and she is still working as a CEO, while Mahama sees nothing wrong with her comment on Dr. Eric Nyamiche. Is the Mahama Code of Conduct introduced working for the appointees? 2028 is just getting closer. Rewards to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and this is coming from Sami Boachi. Anziba, please, what are the viewers saying?
Thank you very much, Ikia. Coming from Kwesi Che Jr., he says, the new term on the move is a community of reading men indeed. Kelvin Savali says, good evening, Mr. Paul and your crew, for always educating the good people of Ghana, for always informing the issues affecting the nation and Ghanaian citizens. The NDC should fix the Dumso problem and stop blaming the previous government for it. Romeo Muntari says, good evening, Uncle Paul. Great job for the good people of Ghana, watching you live from Savannah region in Yagbon. Kingsley Nana Amwaku says, good evening, Paul. Instead of Julius crying, he should have summoned her to come with him and apologize to the chairman face to face. Mwanzong says, according to this lady Mary, Ghanaians feel her comment was not the best, but not her own thoughts. General El Coleman says illegal mining, into bracket Galamsey, is a national concern that affects every Ghanaian, regardless of political affiliation. When we allow politics to blind us to the point of insulting religious leaders for partisan gain, we only deepen our divisions and weaken our collective fight to protect our land and water. Ghana deserves better than politics of insults where our future is at stake. Bryce Kudia says, if you read Working with Rawlings by Prof. Ahoy's book, you will know where it came from. Sami Boachi says, good evening, Ghana is the only political show that gives critical analysis by Paul Adom Otri the Apostle. And lastly, coming from Eli Obama from Tamale, he says, good evening, Paul. Honestly, if I were the child of the chief of staff, I would have asked him to explain why he was shedding tears over someone else's issue. It's quite disappointing. Over to you, Paul.
I have some text messages here. Samuel Brian Boabin writes to me. I like Samuel because his posts are quite intellectual, and it kind of works. Samuel Brian Boabin writes and says that Mary Wusi was a problem child. He puts that in inverted commas from infancy. She insulted Bawumia and even called him autistic. She also insulted Hajia Samira. She has attacked hard-working NDC foot soldiers, describing them as good for nothing, and claiming it was not their Choboi that brought Mahama to power, but rather the work of people's mother, Rosamond Obeng. They call her Judas or Rosamond Obeng. I am not surprised that she is now disrespecting the chairman of the Pentecost Church. Have you watched her recent video on the Doomsaw issue? She will never change. If she were a decent person, why are NDC foot soldiers not defending her? No, but you can't defend this, Samuel. Nobody can defend this. I mean, they will hide and just keep quiet. She's creating more problems at Ghana Free Zones Board. Going forward, we need to assess people's suitability before appointing them to head of state institutions. He said, Ambassador Julius Deborah should stop crying and take decisive action by dismissing this disrespectful woman. She's still at post because they sent her to do what she did, so they cannot touch her. They will only have to cry publicly. Wow, it's very unfortunate that Julius Deborah is chief of staff and he's in the mix of this matter. But this is really the conclusion of the matter. We have another story here. Should we take the break before the Ejusu story? Is that a signal that I'm getting from my bosses up there? Let's see whether they want us to do that. The Ejusu story is a very interesting story. It's a big fight going on between... they want us to do the Ejusu story. Okay. So at 25 minutes to the top of the hour at 11 o'clock, you are still on Good Evening Ghana, and let's get on to the touch screen and see... okay, they put this post there for me to look at it. It is President Mahama saying that serve with humility and candor. I will not tolerate any form of arrogance towards the people on whose mandate we are serving. President John Dramani Mahama, 22nd January 2025. I will not tolerate any form of arrogance towards the people on whose mandate they are serving. We will serve with humility and candor. Clearly, Mr. President, clearly, this has not happened. This is not humility and candor. Okay, before the Ejusu story, there's an interesting story here that I want to do. It's still on Julius Deborah, the chief of staff. If you look at the Julius Deborah celebrations over the weekend, my goodness, you will begin to see the battle lines of the NDC presidential contest drawing. Julius Deborah held all of this. Let's start with those who were not there before we come to those who are there. You have Julius Deborah holding a very important 60th anniversary church service. Julius Deborah is chief of staff today, but he was chief of staff of the old NDC administration as well. And before he was chief of staff of the old NDC administration, he was minister for local government. Very important. Before he was minister for local government, Julius Deborah led two regions, Eastern Regional Minister, Greater Accra Regional Minister. Julius Deborah is a cadre, so he comes from the ethos of the NDC. He had studied in Cuba. You see photographs of Julius Deborah and J.J. Rawlings. Julius Deborah is as much a party person as Asiedu Nketia is. Just that if you have observed, and I have observed him, I think he doesn't like elective positions. He likes to work from under. It is only now that he's asking for the presidential slot. But if you look at his life, he's not contested party chairman, party general secretary, deputy general. He doesn't contest that. He's always supporting somebody. So that's how he's been. So he's been in the belly of the NDC. This man, who from age 21 has worked for the PNDC, the NDC, J.J. Rawlings, Professor Mills, John Mahama, to the point where he rose to become the senior most appointee of President Mahama. The chief of staff is the senior most appointee of the president. That's a matter of fact. The hierarchy, the civil service, the chief of staff of the president is the highest appointee. The chief of staff is higher than the secretary to the president. That's the order. The pecking order is president first, vice president second, speaker of parliament third. The speaker of parliament is in another arm of government. That is the legislature. So if you draw an organogram, you will have president, under him vice president. You will draw a line to the left and put the speaker there because you are shifting away to another arm of government. Then after the vice president, you draw a line to the right and put the Lord Chief Justice there because you are shifting to another arm of government. If you continue with the executive, you come down from the vice president is the chief of staff. The chief of staff is higher than the president, the secretary to the president, and higher than every minister. The chief of staff is higher than the minister who is a member of parliament, a cabinet minister who is a member of parliament. So the chief of staff is the president's highest ranking appointee. Here's a man who has held the position twice under the same president. He's turning 60. And see what happened. Johnson Asiedu Ketia, the chairman of the party, absent. He won't go. He won't attend the church service. The president of Ghana attended. The vice president of Ghana attended. Both of them important members of the party. Johnson Asiedu Ketia says, why should I go there? He's competing against me. He didn't go. He didn't show up. He wasn't there. Johnson Asiedu Ketia, he wasn't there. Samuel Nate George, absent from Julius Debra's event. Absent. He wasn't there. The battle lines are drawing, and they are drawing. Kaysel Ato-Forson. Now let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you a secret. Secret. Don't tell anybody. As we speak today, Kaysel Ato-Forson is the number one choice of President Mahama to take over after him. They have a pair. The pair is Kaysel Ato-Forson number one, Energy Minister Samuel Jinapor number two. Somebody said that is why some NDC people don't like it at Benny Akoso. But I don't know who bent Akoso. I don't know whether it's NDC people who bent Akoso. NDC says MP people who bent it. NDC MPs are telling me that John Jinapor, you should check it. It could be from our people because they are making him number two and people don't like it. There's a lot of tension in there because Kaysel Ato-Forson is number one on the ticket. When their campaign starts, you will see the beauty of it. It's so beautiful. They have a lot of money. Apparently, the communication money is... I won't say it. I'll be releasing this filler small. So today I won't say all. All I can say today is that God bless all of us with life so we can see. God bless all of us with life. Kaysel Ato-Forson is the number one choice of president. It's not Julius Debra. It's Kaysel Ato-Forson. Wow, that's going to be interesting. Ato-Forson for president. How is it going to look like? President Atu Noribo, Atu Yadiye, Atu. President Mahama's choice is Ato-Forson. They have so much money behind them. He didn't show up at Julius Debra's event. He won't go. He's the minister for finance, perhaps the highest ranking minister after the chief of staff. He didn't show up. He didn't go. He won't attend. President was there. Vice president was, this is Julius Debra. Not many people have the NDC and the PNDC DNA as Julius Debra has. I dare to say Julius Debra was even present before John Mahama came. As for John Mahama, he came in 1997. He was doing his own work. Yes, he's a son of a politician, but he was doing his own PR work. He was working with JICA. He was working. He was not doing politics. So by the time John Mahama was coming in, Julius Debra was already there. Ato-Forson, he didn't go. He doesn't have time. Oh, let me go back. Mubarak Muntaka, the one under whose watch people were, police people didn't get appointment and party people were complaining that they disqualified them. Mubarak Muntaka, he wasn't there. He is not interested. He wasn't there. Attorney General was at the party, though. I didn't see him at the church, but he was at the party. So Attorney General, 50-50. Rashid Pelpo, was he there? I think he wasn't there. I think Rashid Pelpo wasn't there. He's a minister for labor. I can understand why Rashid Pelpo will not attend. Rashid Pelpo thinks that it is Julius Debra who is pushing Shamima Muslim to challenge him in Wa Central. Rashid Pelpo is thinking that it is Julius Debra who is supporting Shamima Muslim there. It's a long time we saw. I mean, Shamima, how are you? Shamima is my sister, so I don't talk about her. Are you doing okay, Hajia? I have missed you. Can't say something? Let's hear you. We've not spoken for a long time. How are you doing? How is our Baba? Please say hello to him for me. Rashid Pepo is thinking that it is Julius Debra who is pushing Shamima Muslim to remove him from the parliamentary seat. People tell me that Shamima will remove him. Rashid Pepo has been 5-time member of parliament. He's a very strong man. How will Shamima remove him? I don't know. I don't know. But that is why he won't attend. Because he's very angry. Not that he wants to stay in parliament forever, but he wants to be able to choose his own successor. He doesn't want to be driven out. And Shamima Muslim is fighting him out of the seat. That's a new filler. You haven't heard it yet, eh? Shamima Muslim was Central MP. Take it, take that, it's coming. My good friend, the Reverend Fifi Kwete, he didn't go. He's not interested. He didn't attend. So you can see some. Let's move on. What's happening here? Is that all? Okay, I think that's all. There are a few others. So there are a few others. They didn't put their photographs there. There are a few others. But the chairman of the party and the general secretary of the party, both of them didn't attend. President was there. Vice president was there. It was a Sunday. Party chairman, party general secretary, 0. From victory unto victory. Now, I'm going to show you those who are for Julius Debra. Powerful people. Do you have their photographs, or I should just glean it from this photograph? Ras Mubarak, former MP. He is the Julius Debra campaign manager. I've been talking to him about it. He's fully there. Javier Sosu is there. You see why Sosu didn't get deputy minister? He's supporting Julius Debra and they know about it already. Marietta Brew Apia Opon, former attorney general. Where is she? Is she in the photos here? No, she's not here. But she also was there. Yes, there she is. There she is. Marietta Brew Apia Opon from Eastern Region. She was also there, distributing Julius Debra presents to young people and perhaps telling young people that the next president of Ghana after John Mahama is Julius Debra, who will be elected by the NDC. They were all there. They were all there. Asiedu Nketia has seen it. Asiedu Nketia has seen it. He's going to mark them one by one. They will see what he will do to them. As for Ras Mubaraki, he's out of this. He's not a minister. He's doing his own thing. He's a big NDC guy. So they went out there telling young people that Julius Debra is coming. Vote for him. Don't vote for Asiedu Nketia. Asiedu Nketia is old. He's going to be 72 by the time we are doing the election. How do we have a president who is 60-something and then we move to a president who is 72? Why? Are we going forward or we are coming back? We had a president who was 80. We've come back to a president who is 60. Should we go and do 70-something? Asiedu Nketia, now when you look at him, you will even guess that his age on the thing may be football age, because the man is very matured, very full of wisdom, but very matured. He says he's 72. Some people say he's 78. I don't know. They say, Asiedu Nketia cannot say that Akufo-Addo is older than him by that much. But we know him from Sekwa. When Asiedu was born, he went to a middle school. When he topped the standard 7, before he went to teacher training college, before he went to University of Ghana, before he went back to University of Ghana to do a master's, when he was managing director of the Rural Bank in the 80s, Asiedu Nketia is saying that, this is 72 pe. Hey, Asiedu Nketia is 80. I don't know his age. He says he's 72. I believe him. But the point they will be making to the young people is that you don't move from a John Mahama 60-something to a president who is much advanced in age. We are coming back. The youthful population of Ghana is growing. It's now doing about 60% of the Ghanaian population below 35. So how are you going to have president who is that old? When Akufo-Addo came in 2017, he was 72. But the population of Ghana had youthful people about 30%. Today, everything has gone because of free SHS and because of free maternal care of Kufuor. All those children have grown. There are plenty. And they are outnumbers those of us who are old. So you can't have a person. That's what they are saying. That's what Marietta is telling the people. So Asiedu Nketia is going to deal with Marietta when he gets the opportunity. But that's a story for you to put down, and then we can look at it. We can look at it a bit later. Should we go on to the Ejoso story? Or we should take a break? Yes, I think they want us to go on. When you talk about Ashanti region, the derelict Ashanti regional minister will tell you that he has a certificate. He has one certificate. That's what he doesn't know people have 3, 4, 5. He has one certificate, one. That's what he shows off on social media that, hey, Baba, you say you have one certificate. Are you really serious? One certificate, one. That's what you are showing about, one certificate. Go and get some more, then you come there, we compete. Go and get more. One is too small. One, we don't compete with one certificate. You want to compete, bring 2, 3, then we'll bring our 2, 3. One certificate, one pay you have. He said, I have certificate. He's not doing his work. When you tell him, he said, I have certificate. Dereliction of duty. You sit down, they went to close Eju. So that's how I had a fight with him. They go and close Eju. So I'm telling you, say I have certificates. How can you even? What kind of people do we have leading us? Look at him. Look how he's doing. Ashanti Regional Minister, I have certificate. Look how he's doing. Look at him. Who is he toasting? Look how he's doing. Hey, 1, 2, hey, Captain, Major, warrant officer. Look at him. Look how he's doing. Ashanti Regional Minister, the leader. And he's even so ungrateful. Do you know that he is going for a parliamentary seat from people who have helped him? There's a parliamentary seat in Afram Place. He's going to take it away from the people who have helped him grow in school. That's what I heard. That the guy is so ungrateful. The old man is so angry with him. When I say the old man, I don't mean John Mahama, I mean somebody else. So angry with him. So when you talk, he says, go and bring certificate. He has one certificate. He says, I have certificate. Where is yours? Certificate, there are plenty. But we don't compete with people who have one certificate. Bring 3, then we show you the 3. Not 1. He has 1. When you complain, then he says, then he does that work. Misbehaving around. Look at what has happened now. First, they went to lock NHIS office. Now the MC is complaining against another person. Let me tell you the story. Okay, first, let's watch the video of the 2 women. One of them is the MC, that's Municipal Chief Executive of Ejusu, appointed by President Mahama. The other one is Ejusu NDC Constituency Women Organizer. They were fighting over government warehouses. I'll tell you the story. Now, if you look at this story, you will see that both women are fighting because what they are doing, which is seizing state capture, actually, what they are doing is state capture. They are seizing government warehouses. So the MCE has seized government warehouses. She's using it to sell her Starcase tuna and tinapa and something. It's a government warehouse. She has seized it. Then the Constituency Women's Organizer of NDC also goes to take another warehouse. Then the MCE goes and says, why are you using the warehouse for private gains? But you are doing the same thing. The regional minister is sitting there. He's their boss. The regional minister of Ashanti is the boss of all the Ashanti appointees. He won't do that. He says he has a certificate and he'll be dancing. And that's what he's doing. Dereliction of duty. Didn't we see SK Boafo as minister? Didn't we see someone say, were they doing these things? This Ashanti region, a region that holds one of the important royalties in the world. And so it's a region that must have a certain kind of respectability. The regional minister must position himself in a certain way with some respectability. Not this kind. Not this kind. Let's listen to the video. See it. Or the warehouse. The 2 women have come to the warehouse. The regional minister has come, the MCE has come to ask that why is the other lady using the warehouse? That's the MC you see in the photograph. So they've come to the warehouse, and the security people are explaining. They're explaining to them. Okay, hold on. Let me go to let me go to social media, and then I'll come back to you in a minute. Let's put the video together well. So social media. Let me start with. I'll start with Ella. Ella, what are people saying so far? Then we deal with it.
No, Samuel, he says that Paul is really causing confusion to the NDC party. Tonight, they are definitely going to have a meeting about this. Alidi says, and I quote, the NDC have a lot of money for campaigning, so I do think the NPP has had a lot of money for campaign when their party was in government too. Agon Isaac says, Mr. Paul, tell Haruna and Ato forcing Julius Debra will be a waste of their money because we, the NDC grassroots, have already decided on General Mosquito. Nothing will change. Isaac Mann says, the CEO of the Ghana Shippers Authority acted in a way that was plainly disrespectful to the moderator of the Church of Pentecost, and her response afterward only made it worse. The apology from the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, cannot replace real accountability. So where is the code of conduct promised by President Mahama? If standards exist, they must be enforced. Otherwise, they mean absolutely nothing. Chizak says, Julius Deborah crying for a disrespectful woman without sacking her, but is quick to dismiss thousands of youth and put them in pain. Joseph Opong says, we are not ignorant in Ghana. If the chief of staff genuinely found that woman's behavior unacceptable, he should have sacked or reprimanded her rather than come to shed tears in public over her rudeness, settings even in the presence of God. Lastly, from Edward, he says, Paul, we should not only blame Mary, we should also blame the unprofessional conduct of the host. He should have asked the lady to apologize immediately she made the statement. He sat as if nothing she said was wrong. Over to you, Ikea.
Thank you, Ella. And coming from Maxwell Tangba, he says, Mr. Paul, you see, when propaganda is used to win an election and the right people are not placed in key positions, this is how a government ends up behaving. But Ghanaians are watching closely ahead of 2028. Time will tell.
All right, let's get back to the story in Ejoso. So let me give you the brief again. The story is that the MCA is quarreling with the regional organizer of the constituency for NDC. It's a story of state capture, isn't it? The NDC, the MCA has been using state-owned warehouses built in Ejoso for the purpose of state work. For her private business. She stores her tinapa and something that she's selling in the warehouse. The regional organizer for NDC then observes it. Then she goes to appropriate another warehouse to herself. And then in the video I'm going to show you, the MC is quarreling with a lady, and the lady is telling her that, but you two, you do the same thing, me too, I do the same thing, what's happening? Their boss is the man behind me who dances around anyhow, and he says he has one certificate, one. He's 35 years, he doesn't know that by the time people are 35 years, they have 3-4 certificates. He has 35 years, he has one, he's talking about it, that he has certificates. When even you listen to him and he's articulating his struggles, but it's okay, no problem. Everybody's a human being. Politics determines who becomes Ashanti regional minister. It's not knowledge. It's not intellectual. It's not. Politics can sometimes meet with knowledge, but it doesn't always meet with knowledge. It's a political decision a president makes. Nobody can challenge it. That's why you don't have PwC, Pricewaterhouse, interviewing people to be Minister of Finance. No, the president decides and he decides. If the man comes and he fails, it's a political question. We suffer. We have to vote again every 4 years. Suffer small, vote again every 4 years. You elect people, they put off your light. You can't do anything about it. You waste more, then you vote another person. You vote them back, they come and put off they are putting off your lights. You vote them out. After 8 years, they come back, they put off your light again. Who are these people? Every day you come, you are putting off lights. Why? You don't want us to see so we can criticize you. They don't want you to see so they can criticize you. So they put off your light. Darkness is of the devil. Darkness is evil. Any group of people associated with darkness, what are they associated with? Tell me. The Bible said darkness is evil. Let's watch the first video. This is where the confrontation first started.
So why you want to say we must tell the phone? We must tell you. Make it long. Me want to be the main king or just what? Over too much just what say. You are civil servant. Yeah, why you want to solve by you? Terry, I am ready for you. I'm prepared for you.
So that is the younger, I don't know whether she's younger, but the less powerful regional NDC constituency women's organizer. This is the MC. They are all in the same NDC Ejoso constituency. It's a constituency they will never win, but it's okay. They are still important because they are in power. They are fighting over warehouse. So this was the first fight. She, the MC, sent people to go and attack the junior one. The junior one is the constituency women's organizer. You saw the rice bags. The rice bags are not for government, so they are for her. These are warehouses that buffer stock uses. That is why there's no food in free SHS. You see, they only got 200 million out of the 250 million they requested to buy food for free SHS because there was no food. Because there's no food for free SHS, that's why the warehouses are empty. And instead of the politicians putting pressure on the central government to bring food for free SHS, they are taking advantage of the empty warehouses to put their own things there because storage is expensive. If you go to somebody's warehouse to hire it and put your stuff there, it's expensive, it will cost you. So because they are in power, they use the power, state capture. Why are they doing that when they have a regional minister? They are not afraid of him because maybe the regional minister is doing it. Somebody even told me that Ashanti regional minister is involved in Galamsey. He was bringing me the story. I said, look, go and investigate it well. So I have 2 lawyers working on that. Tell him that if he's doing Galamsey, we are going to catch him very soon. They've given me the persons he awarded the thing to the pit. We have asked People Lands Commission to check. We are working on it. So if it is true that a regional minister is doing Galamsey, he's in serious trouble. You should wait, it's coming. That is Galamsey that he's doing. You should wait. You should wait. You should wait, pa. It's coming. You should wait. So they are all doing it because they see their bosses do it. They see their bosses do state capture, take state things and use it for their private business. That's what NDC is doing. They are taking state things, they are using it for their private business. So she also organized some boys, as they say. And then they accosted the regional minister, the MC by the roadside in front of her office. And they wanted to beat her up. And she was also very violent and threatened them. A one woman threatening men. That if you don't know and you touch me, you see what I'll do to you. This is the governance that we have been handed on over to. That's why they are putting off your light. They don't want you to see. So they put off your light. Look at this video.
Hello. What am I from? Why me pato? This baby was handsome. Me from why?
What would you say about you, madam? How can you super for the number? What would you say about you, madam? How can you super for the number? What would you say about you, madam? How can you super for the number? What would you say about you, madam? How can you super for the number?
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what you saw? This lady being attacked, sent by people, her subordinates. She's the MC, so she's the subordinate is the constituency women's organizer. It's a subordinate. And they are fighting over state capture. They all want to use the warehouse. The warehouse belongs to you and I, taxpayers. We have the warehouse, but they want to use it for their private gain. And one is querying one that, why are you using warehouse for your private gain? The other one says, but you're also using warehouse for your private gain. Why are you talking about me? And they are all using warehouse for their private gain because they see that their immediate boss, regional minister, is doing a lot of things for his private gain. Regional minister sees that central government is doing things for their private gain. So it's state capture right from the top, all the way to the down. By the time they finish, they would have ripped Ghana off everything we have and everything they inherited. They would have ripped Ghana off. Everything we have will go because they are doing state capture from the top to the down. Everybody is doing what he can do because they are 4 years. They are all saying, hey, Charlie, this thing is 4 years. So if NDC wins again, we don't know whether we'll be inside. This is 4 years. So take with your leg, take with your hand, eat it, put some at the back of your shirt, put it in your pocket, call your wife, give her some, call your daughter, give her some. I hear Tanko Rashid, he has appointed his daughters everywhere. Call this one, give her some. Joyce Bauer is at Jubilee. Joyce Bauer's brother is here. Joyce Bauer's sister is here. Joyce Bauer's non-accounts is here. This one is there. Standogbe is at Jubilee as Deputy Chief of Staff. His brother is Deputy MD of Senate. State capture, take everything. We are one family. Let's grab everything and go away. These Ghanaians will teach them a lesson. 2016, they voted against us. They don't know. We are back here. We don't need their vote anymore. Let's grab everything and go away. Time to tell. And accounting to the people can never be postponed. You will account to the people. It can never be postponed. You will account to the people. So steal all you want. Take everything you want. December 2028 will come. You will account to the people. You will not go. And the people you are going to account to, they are clever more than you. So where are you going to pass? You people, you people, Remuka Mary will see, and Michael Kwe, if you look at appointment to appointment, you will see that this thing is not working. If you remove the top and take appointment, Ashanti Regional Minister and Ashanti Regional Minister, Free Zones Board, the Minister of Attorney General and Attorney General. But Dominic, has he stopped doing the press conferences? Has he stopped? He should continue. Why has he stopped? He should come and do press conference on Monday and update us on the Dubois case, update us on Wuntumi case. He should come and talk. You take Attorney General, the standards are different. The standards are different. So they should not go in. They shouldn't think that they can evade anything. Because the people who are replacing you, they understand. They know what to do. They know how to find it. So you are not going anywhere. So you can steal all you want. Unless you go and put it in Mars and in Pluto. You join the American shuttle that went on Mars and put it there. That one won't find it. But so long as you are in the global world, we'll catch you. So steal anything. Use the warehouses. Change the color. Spray it different. Use it. Go ahead. Take the money. Don't pay teachers. Don't pay nurses. Don't pay training teachers. Steal the money. Don't pay anybody. The other day, the Minister of Roads, he had the effrontery to say, we have paid every contractor. That's the only thing they are paying because somebody told me that's where they will get something. So you are saying to Ghanaians that you have not paid teachers for 14 months, but you are proud to report that you have paid contractors. You have not paid nurses, but you are proud to report that you have paid contractors. These people, what is wrong with them? What is wrong with them? Are they really serious? What is wrong with them? A minister comes to say that I have not paid the poor teacher, but I have paid the rich contractor billions. You have 73 billion to pay contractors. You don't have 10 million to pay teachers. Teachers should go hungry and die. Contractors should get money because he's the one who will give you money. That's the kind of governance we are having. When Akufo-Addo was there, did you ever hear teachers complaining about anything? The other day, the teacher said that they are very alarmed because this thing happened to them under the first John Mahama. They thought it has gone. It has come back again. What is this that is going on in this country? What is this? What is going on? What is going on? Some people have power, so what can you do? You can't do much about it. You want me to take a break for a break? Ah, okay. Wow. So that's the story. Let's end with this video that was sent to me by my friend Akosua Menu, incoming member of Parliament for Adenta. She sent me a video. I said, Paul, please play it. I said, I'll play it. Have a look.
If the light.
Everywhere we go, everywhere we go. NPP, Yenina be cat, Yenina be cat. NPP there for you. Obiansa womu, Obiansa womu, Obiansa womu. NPP, NPP, opportunity for NPP. Obiansa womu. Who they for the people? Who go fix the system? Who bring opportunity? Obiansa womu. MVP, NKO.
All right, let me take the last round of text messages, and then we'll be leaving it here. Thank you very much, viewers, for your attention and time. It's past 11, but you always stay with us until after 11. Just 2 minutes. Listen to what you are writing to us, and then we will end it. Ekua, what are people saying?
Much, Paul. Coming from General L. Coleman, he says, illegal mining in Galamsey is a national concern that affects every Ghanaian, regardless of their political affiliation. When we allow politics to blind us to the point of insulting religious leaders for partisan gain, we only deepen our divisions and weaken our collective fight to protect our land and water. Ghana deserves better than politics of insults when our future is at stake. Real Max B says, Apostle Nyamicha didn't even mention the name of NDC. He only talked about the fight against Galamsey menace. This presupposes that NDC has now adopted Galamsey as their new name. Moses says, so where are the people that were rooting for Mahama's third term? Are they still interested in pushing this third term agenda, or they have changed their minds? Ebenezer Will says, Paul, that warehouse was built by President Akufo-Addo, yet they are in Ashanti region claiming Akufo-Addo did nothing there. And finally, from Political Opera, he says, Dr. Paul Adomotre, please, I would want to see you personally. I love your show and your personality. Ella, please, what's the you were saying?
All right, so the viewers seem to be very excited about the fire Paul has this evening. This one is from Nanosa. He says, when the late Omani Boama died and the chief of staff came to tell Ghanaians about it, he didn't cry about it, even though that was a very sad incident. But see how he's fake crying about someone's comment. EB Offer says, taking the parliament seat is not new, Paul. The loudmouth, arrogant newcomer, Akwetia MP, is the poster child of cheap undermining entrance to parliament. And lastly, from General EL, he says, the Ashanti regional minister seems to be living in his own world. Instead of focusing on the responsibilities and delivering results, he appears to be acting more like a social media minister, enjoying the spotlight rather than addressing the real challenges his people are facing. Back to you, Paul.
All right, viewers, thank you very much for your time. It's always a pleasure to have you here on the show. Thanks for watching. Let's have a good week. We'll be back on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Good night. Bye.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
No, 1,000 times no. Jesus the Christ did not come to start a new religion, but to impart the life of God to humans, to regenerate them into sons of God. Have you received Jesus Christ? Then you are a new creature. The human is gone. You are now divine. Hallelujah.
Join Dr. David Bindan on the Good Life Devotion every Monday to Friday on this channel and receive truth that will usher you into the divine life experience of sinless holiness, incorruptible health, deathlessness, and reigning in life as a son of God in the full measure of the stature of Christ.
Here is today's Good Life Devotion with Dr. David Bindan.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. A very good morning, afternoon, or evening to you, wherever you are watching, depending on your time zone. And a special welcome to today's special episode of our favorite Good Life Devotion, the platform on which you receive the greater light of God's truth to unveil your Christness as we work towards the arrival of the body of Christ to that state of the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ.